What's the feeling amongst the squad as you prepare for a first game here in Wellington for about 330 days?
I think the boys are pretty excited. We spoke about it this morning once we went through the tactical stuff with the players about embracing the fans and using that energy positively on the field.
Has it been difficult negotiating the time between when you knew you were coming home and now? I mean, you've had games to play. Has it been hard to keep the players' minds on those games?
Well, the main thing was to keep us focused on the task at hand, and that was take it day by day. Once we knew we were coming back to Wellington, look, we still had a job to do back in Australia to get those results that we needed, and look, we won our last two games, which gives us good momentum leading into this one.
Just a couple of player things. Calum, Elliott and Josh Laws, are they likely to feature tomorrow?
Most likely not.
What's the go with Calum? Obviously we've seen he hasn't been able to train.
Cal was his hamstring in the Perth game, so we'll get a scan done sometime this week to find out what level it's at.
Yeah, and David Ball not training again, but you expect he'll get a jab and be on the...
Ball will get the jab and step up and play, so he'll do some stuff to keep his legs moving, but we'll just try to take that load off that toe, and once he gets a jab it goes all numb, he doesn't feel anything, so hopefully he can get through the 90 minutes.
Yeah, and you've arrived back still well in the playoff picture. How key is a couple of wins while you're back in New Zealand?
Very important. If we can get two good results whilst we're back in New Zealand playing in front of our own fans, I think it will give us a great boost and put us in a good place towards the back end.
Because you've played a lot of games in front of very small crowds. How much of an impact does it have when you get to play in front of 15, 20,000?
Massive, massive. Look, the game is nothing without the supporters. Supporters play a massive role. I've said this previously, you know, when you go away and you might not have a good game, you actually look forward to coming back to your own stadium, playing in front of your own fans who give you that boost, and that's something the boys haven't had all season, and I'm hoping, like I said earlier, that we have that opportunity to use that energy from the crowd on the park.
Yeah, and you just played the Mariners just last week, and it was a heavy defeat. What's different about the team heading into this game?
Yeah, look, obviously there's a lot of learning moments from that game for the players, and they won't change too much of the way that they set up, the way that they play. So we just need to deal with, I think, those direct balls that we struggled with in that first game a lot better. And like I said, we're playing at home. We'll do things our way again and try to get the result that we need.
I saw a couple of formations used in the last game. What have you liked about that back three, back five?
Honestly, I don't like the back five, but we've just had to adapt with the attributes that we have. And like I said, after the Western United game, we use our best players and put them in the right areas to be influential within the game. So we've adapted our formation a little bit, our starting point. But look, the principles are pretty much the same.
I'll take you back about an hour. You were the only guy out here on the field doing a little bit of a lap of the park. What was going through your mind when you were going over the pitch?
Just assessing the pitch and how lovely it actually is, and to play on a nice field. And it just brings back a lot of good memories that we've had here at this stadium, and hopefully we can create a few more.
Because on the quality of the pitch, over I guess the time you've been in Oz, you have had to play on a couple of shockers over the time. How nice is it just to have a good stable surface?
Look, the pitch is always great here, so it's like a bowling green. So there's no excuses for the players tomorrow.
And there's quite a few players, both New Zealanders and non-New Zealanders, who will play their first game in New Zealand for the Phoenix. How much does that play in terms of their identity as a Wellington Phoenix player? Yeah,
look, there's guys that have never been to New Zealand that are currently here with the squad at the moment that we signed this season. So it's something new to them. It's something that they'll see, and I think they'll enjoy it, and I think they'll embrace it, and I think it's a great occasion for those guys as well.
Has there been any sense at all of having to keep their feet on the ground though? I mean, everyone you talk to out there says, oh, we're buzzing to be home, but there's still a football game to win. Has there been any sense of that?
Well, that's the discussion we had this morning with the players about, you know, we're here. I want the players to enjoy their time whilst we're here, and the best way of enjoying it is by getting a result on the weekend. So, you know, I wanted to make sure the boys got back and they could actually catch up with their families and friends, but at the same time, they know that we're here to do a job.
With the game against Western United here last year, did you notice a lift from the players?
Definitely. I think the game last year against Western United, we started off probably a little bit timid because obviously there was a crowd behind us, and it's been a while since we played in front of a crowd, and the expectation of that crowd to perform. So look, and then once we got that goal, I think the boys were quite relaxed, and then they performed pretty well, and hopefully we can have the same thing tomorrow.
Yeah, and wind's probably going to be a factor again. I saw Reno chasing after a few of those balls. He was trying to put him for a corner, but
they just need to adapt. The group has adapted so many times this season. It's just another challenge thrown in front of us, and I think the players will have to deal with the situation.
Sorry, can I just ask, has being away from your home fans for so long, giving you a new appreciation for what you'll get tomorrow?
Yes, of course. Like I said, the game is nothing without supporters. The supporters make the game. Players want to come out and play in front of their fans and be cheered, and at the same time our job is to give those fans a good experience, and that's by winning the game. So, you know, fans are very important, and I'm sure the players will embrace it because we haven't had it for a long time again, but I think it'll be a great occasion tomorrow.
And how important will these next two home games be for your momentum?
Very important. We've got a great opportunity. We're back at home, playing against two decent sides still, but you know, we're sitting on 33 points at the moment. If we get 6 points out of our next two games, puts us in 39 points and puts us in a great place at the back end.
With Calum's injury, how long is that likely to continue?
We'll find out once we get a scan done. At the moment it looks like a grade 1, might be 2 weeks, 3 weeks, depending on how he pulls up. 2 or 3 weeks is a long time currently with the games that we play. That's right. Thanks.